Okie dokie. So here we are. This is the 7 classes to Clearing the Way to Creating Your Success, and we're up to the 4th class. So this is my Christmas gift to you, as you know, and it's designed to weed out the toxic emotions and feelings that you may have right now, getting in the way of you creating a business and, you know, most importantly, it's a life that you love to look at, because we don't have that kind of life dialed in. You're going to run out of energy. It's not going to be sustainable, or you'll get into a fear paradigm where you're living through your work. That happens to the best of us. And so we want to be not, well, I call, you know, a bit of hustling sometimes, but really grinding and doing what we need to do. But we're still in this flow thing where our life's sort of still in balance, because sometimes you are going to work a bit harder than other times. So we're going to rewire you for success, God willing. So there are 7 steps. We've got vision, desire, belief, which we've already done. Today is about acceptance. Okay, then we're following up with intention, behave, and allowance. So let's just go through what they are, because why I repeat this every time, because we just keep reminding ourselves, because people always think it's just limiting beliefs, but it's not. Where there's 7 little pieces that we need to kind of just double check in now and then, and you can come back to this and have a look at this list and think, how am I not dialed in at the moment? Oh, I forgot to really vibe into the vision, or I forgot to really get that feeling like Karen was just talking about with the book, like the desire of like, I can't wait to get pen and paper on that one. It's like this full desire. So you must have a strong desire for it. You have to believe that it's possible. You know, and sometimes people will get you to look out there and see what other people are doing to believe that it's possible, and sometimes that's good. From the way I work with people, I like people to avoid that a little bit, because what happens is you'll start copying and you'll start thinking that you have to do it that way. So there are people out there doing your work and doing things on a big scale, but, you know, for the people that I work with, sometimes I get them to just watch out for that, because a little copycat thing will come in. So you have to believe within yourself that you can do it. And then what's usually going to happen is you'll have feedback from the universe. You'll have feedback. Well, suddenly you'll say, oh, wow, that person's doing it. I thought I had a good idea. I'd rather you did it that way. A lot of people start Googling up people in the space to kind of get the belief in themselves that they can do it. But often what happens spiritually is you can kind of give your power away. So getting feedback is fine, but going out and looking to see what other people are doing can be a razor's edge. So just watch that one. Step 4 is acceptance, and that's where we are. You must accept yourself and your new belief as true. So we're going to do as much as we can on that today. I just created this morning. This is fresh. I spent a few days allowing this to come in. This isn't like a cookie cutter thing. This is a fresh thing that I put my mind to this morning before we started. So this is what I got for you guys today as far as acceptance goes. And step 5 is coming up. We've got intention. You have to intend to manifest it with all your willpower, with focus and conscious choice. And you have to behave as if it's already created and that it already exists in your present. You have to act that way. So we're going to get everything out of the way that we can that's going to stop you doing that. And you have to have an allowance. You have to then, this is the juicy bit where you actually let it go, and then it all comes together. You let the universe take care of the details. It's the intensity without the expectation. So in a way, that's what Jo just shared. You know, everything's really flowing for her. She kind of must have just fallen into the step where she kind of just went, okay, I give up. I'm going sailing, and then sailing was cancelled. And it's like suddenly the deeper works come in. And so, okay, you're ready now. You've given up. Good. Now I can work through you and get this work really to the next level. Because that's often what happens. It's a magical process. You'll get way more successful if you can kind of do this. And sometimes it's hard to do. So we're going to help you do it as much as we can. And then hopefully you're going to be able to sink into that just before Christmas. It's going to be like, you'll be sitting at that table with that beautiful plate, with all that food, and you'll be feeling like you're feasting on this surrendering energy, which, would be a great dream come true. Okay, so now that you have a clear vision and you're connecting to desiring that vision, strongly, and you've weeded out some of the stuck beliefs of other people's beliefs about you. In other words, basically, we've just cleared your allergy to that thinking, because we've got to take responsibility for that too. We've kind of activated all that stuff in everybody else. And I don't know if you guys like doing the Ho'oponopono and think, that I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's just that it's not that we've cleared everyone else. We've cleared what we've kind of created around everyone else. That's what we've done. So, we don't necessarily need to avoid all those people that didn't believe in us. I don't believe we need to do that. We just need to kind of clean up our side of it, that we're so triggered by them, even if they say they don't believe in us. So hopefully you've done some of that work. You can cycle back and do that over and over, because there's always that, little human enmeshment that we do. So let's talk about acceptance. So acceptance is beyond believing in yourself. Okay, so this is beyond that whole mindset stuff. And a lot of the mindset work only goes this far. It's like, yeah, we clear all the believe, write the affirmation, walk around surrounding yourself with people that believe in you. I don't believe myself that that's sustainable. And I watch people really burn out. They can do this for a couple of years, and then they just really burn out as entrepreneurs. They start to become really insular and really, and have this sort of secret society that they have to operate in. Now, we're not going to get your work to the world if you're having to be so protective about yourself and having all this energy around believing yourself. We need to sink into the next level, which is just accepting it to be true. And it's just like breathing out. It's just a gentle process. We don't have to stay really like soldiers about this. So that you're in duality before this part, like you're really fighting for your beliefs. Now we just accept it. So it is accepting yourself and your belief to be true. It is beyond the mindset work of clearing the limiting beliefs and staying strong in the new beliefs. This is about clearing your head, dropping into your heart, sinking deeply in your gut, and feeling the ground beneath your feet. And knowing this belief to be true, and allowing and accepting it to be true in your whole body. So in other words, you must sink into the truth of this and live there. So God willing, this is what we're going to kind of tap you into on this session with whatever we can to find that we need to shift you into this. So did I skip a slide? Let me check. Yeah. So, okay, so to be in full acceptance that you are true and your vision is true, like for Karen, it's the book, and you believe in yourself as true, you need to feel safe. Okay, so this is, the clue I got for this, guys, I got ozone layer when I was doing my sessions this morning to find this video, and I got it twice. I thought, yeah, I got that in it. No, you haven't got it. And when we think about ozone layer, it's like the world's protected by this ozone layer, and it keeps getting broken down by, I don't know whether it's global warming or whatever it is. And so we need to create this ozone layer around ourselves so that we can stay safe in this acceptance. Now, this isn't this energy of avoiding the haters and, creating these little false tribes to people that say yes to you all the time. This is just a gentle process of really accepting yourself and being really safe in that. So what I want you to do, what we're going to do is we're going to dig out some of these unsafe feelings right now. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to write down 3 ways you don't feel safe at the moment. Just random things. It might be your relationship. You might not be financially that safe to get through Christmas or retirement or whatever your little sort of safety program is around finance. Emotionally, maybe it's the world. Maybe you don't feel safe in the world. Maybe you don't feel safe on social media. Just write down 3 ways that you don't feel safe. Okay, does anybody want to share anything about, how they don't feel safe? Is there anything that you want to share about not feeling safe? Sometimes that can really help other people understand how they aren't feeling safe as well, that we're all not feeling safe together. Just unmute if you want to just start talking, if you want to talk about how you don't feel safe. If anyone wants to share that. Maybe you don't feel safe to share that. So I'll just give you a couple of seconds. Jump in if you want to share something.
Hey, Jan, this is Paula. I don't feel safe because I don't have a home. And getting a business started is the answer to having an income, to have a home, but it's a round robin circle. You know, I don't really quite feel worthy to be moving forward business-wise until I have some stability in my home life. But all my energy goes towards finding a place to sleep that's safe. Kind of a rough spot.
Paula, is there any
but it's temporary.
Where can you get safe? Have you got something lined up? Like where can you get safe?
Well, I'm staying on I mean, it's fairly physically safe.
Yeah.
It's not emotionally or spiritually a good place for me to be.
Yeah.
And I've been house sitting consistently and traveling for the last 4 years, but this is the first time I've really been, oh God, I don't have a place to sleep. You know, a place to make coffee or go to the bathroom or take a shower. And I know that's not really the purpose of this call, so I apologize, but I'm pretty raw right now.
Yeah, I can feel it. And, you know, this is like the core safe thing. And this where it's funny because I really see that this part is base chakra stuff. Like if you're not feeling safe in the world, it's really hard to create from.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah.
So
and what I've found is when people get to this level of lack of security, it's sometimes better just to get even if it's a mundane job, because you need to create the stability to create the business from.
Right. And I have put out applications and resumes all over the place.
Yeah, and so, you're super qualified because we've had a few calls. You're super qualified too. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's I've got my dumb resume and my good resume I'm putting out.
Yeah. Oh,
but anyway,
we'll be praying for you. We'll be holding a space for you, and hopefully you're going to get, you know, a shift on the call, and someone's going to, you know, take you in over Christmas so you can get that sense of acceptance of who you are as well and who you are as a person, and so you can do your healing work in the world. So,
amen. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt everybody, but I really am an entrepreneur that's a world shaker, which is why I've got so much opposition coming against me. So
yeah. And okay, so this is good. So write this down. Write down the 3 ways that you don't feel safe, other than being homeless at the moment. There'll be 2 other ways. So just write them down if you haven't got that, because behind that there'll be another one. Okay, so that puts it all in perspective for everyone, doesn't it? I love you. Thank you so much for sharing, Paula, because we get so caught up in, oh, I'm not safe because my mother-in-law thinks I'm a bit of a blah, blah, blah. Let's get with the program. There's people out there that are really not feeling safe. We're really not safe, you know, and so this is, again, the gratitude piece. And when we're not doing our work, you know, sometimes these people are left on their own, not safe. Not talking about Paula, these people, but there's people out there. Because I know she's got an incredible career in real estate, and she's had a loss of her husband, so her businesses deteriorated and all those skills. So she's an incredible, plus she's a healer and she works with amazing things. So, you know, it's a tough gig. Okay, so let's clear out some of these toxic emotions and memories that you have stored about those unsafe feelings, that we can reset into new ways of feeling about safety and accepting this awesome new reality of being in your life and business. So, you know, I think, you know, with Paula, I think just accepting where you are now is number one. Instead of like, because I think your brain power is going into this, got to be an entrepreneur, got to save myself entrepreneur. Sometimes just sinking into where you are now and go, okay, I need help. I got to accept where I am right now. So that's part of the acceptance piece that I wasn't expecting to coach on in this call, but accepting like, yeah, I don't have clients. Yes, I have got a tax bill. Yes, I have got a divorce or a death in the family. Just go, yep, I can accept that, because we need to kind of ground. It's about a bit of a grounding one, I think, the acceptance. Okay, so let's do a clearing on that. Okay, I've got the word exasperated. Exasperated. So I want you to write down, just journal. Again, we've got the circuit open, so it should be really easy to really automatically write. What do you feel exasperated about? Is it other people? Is it about your situation? Who's feeling exasperated by you? And the next emotion that we need to clear is aggressive. Who's feeling aggressive, or who's been, having kind of an aggressive energy? Maybe you've been attacking your business with too much aggression and not letting it flow, like Jo kind of described how when she kind of let go and wasn't pushing so hard, she could actually let in some flow. So just writing down what could be aggressive. What's aggressive? What feels aggressive around you? Okay, does anybody want to share anything on this? Anybody want to share? Yeah, just unmute, Deb, thanks.
I was just curious. I feel like I let go of that, so I don't know for the aggressive one. Can you help me with finding what might be aggressive around me?
Aggressive around you, yeah. Something else about it. It's not you, it's something else about it. What feels aggressive around business for you? What feels a bit aggressive? Or that vision that you've got?
No, nothing really feels aggressive in terms of my vision, but the only thing I could think of was possibly that, like, I was aggressive in trying to create a new program, but I let that go. I didn't really hold on to it. I just, let it go.
Which part would feel aggressive about it?
I guess the aggressiveness is just, I don't know, like just the aggressiveness of finances.
Yeah, I got psychotic. I got the word psychotic. It's like, it feels like you'd have to go crazy to make it happen sort of energy, doesn't it? You have to push too hard to pull it, there could be a feeling that you have to push too hard and crazily make it, to create it, and it couldn't just happen naturally.
Well, no. Well, I don't know. That's why I was just asking, because I feel like it's just maybe the only thing I can think of maybe is finances, but I don't really feel like anything is aggressive right now.
Well, then write about finances. It would, there'd be an energy around the craziness of spending the money. Feels a bit like it's like an aggressive thing to spend a whole lot of money. It can feel aggressive to get an outcome. Which is interesting too, maybe you're thinking about when you are accepting this vision, maybe you think you're going down the lines of, brainstorming some organic ways to market it, just to start. They don't cost money.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I've stopped.
Yeah. It can be really good, actually. Okay, anybody else want to ask a question or share anything on that? Okay, so let's change it. Okay, I've got the word respect. Respect. So just write down who, what, how would you be respecting yourself to do this? What's the word respect? You need to respect the people you're going to work with, yourself, your ability, others, every single person you meet. What's the energy around that? What's another word for align, guys? What's another word for align? I've got self-expression and align, but I'm just want to go off a little bit to the right of that. Let's have a look.
Congruent.
Jen, maybe flow.
Pardon? Grow.
Flow.
Grow. What about grow? When you said grow, that tested right.
Yeah.
What about respect and grow? Okay, so write down the word grow. Thank you. Got me there. That's good. Okay, I want you to write down what it would be to grow. What do you need to grow? What's grow? Respect and grow. Usually it's the first thing that comes to your mind is trust that, ability just to quickly tap into that part of your brain before your other part of your brain comes in and says, no, it can't be that. The quicker you get at that, the better, the more creative you're going to be and the more you're going to be able to create. Okay, anybody got anything they want to share about respect and grow? Sometimes it's great to hear what other people have to say. Everyone learns.
Jen, one of the things that's shifted for me over the last couple of days has been around, so I was doing some work around stepping into my power because I was feeling really frustrated at not nailing that. And this shift has made me realise this, the words that came to my mind was not being able to step above my station in life. And I kind of had these visions of, I don't know, past life, whatever, where I was just kind of like this slave with the whip being cracked and I couldn't step above that station. And so the respect is really about honouring who I am and stepping up into who I am, instead of kind of being allowed to stay into this, socially created station in life. And and the growing is just that self-worth and knowing I can step above what I've been led to believe is my place.
Yeah, and I love that. And I've got a client who specialises in those codes, actually clearing those slavery codes that we've got in our humanity, which is a whole, metaphysical category. But it's interesting you've got that because we're going to do that part next, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all belong first. I kind of believe we first belong to God or the universe or a soul. We've got a soul data, and then we've got our generational, tribal things first. And if we don't connect to that, we're going to be just like everyone else. We're not going to really be visionary. We're not going to really lead anyone. We're going to be trying to fit in with everybody. So serving that instead of something greater.
Oh, it's one of the things that shifted for me in relation to being a healer. It was that being of service, that self-effacing, always before I was a healer, I was customer service, and that's been my whole personality, is being about being of service. And to shift that and to step into the writer, which is embracing the authority and the power instead of it's a whole different dynamic. As I said, I'm still working through it, but it's quite profound.
Yeah, and then the next level of that is through that you're serving too.
Yes, exactly.
So it's all a circle, isn't it? It's not a line. Okay. All right, so let's just do that. I'll just make sure you're all muted, and then let's set that up. So just say my goal for this balance is respect. And what was the first word? Just made me forgot it. You just made me. What was the first word we had? Just tell me, Karen.
Grow.
Grow. That's
Respect and grow. Yeah.
That's right. So just say my goal for this balance is I respect and grow. Simple, just an open-ended statement, because it can link into meaning whatever you want it to mean. Just say my goal for this balance is I respect and grow. And I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine the goal after healing, what it's going to feel like to be in that space of respecting and growing. And then I want you to bunch up your fingers. We'll stack it in, pull it out of the brain. So if you've got glasses, just whip your glasses off and face to the front. We're very slowly going to stack it around, like eye yoga. Face to the front should feel pretty good. What that does is just pulls out anything that's kind of in different parts of your thinking, kind of get activated along this thought process of what we're trying to clear. Like cleaning out a cupboard, this particular cupboard around respect and grow, we've opened up and we're pulling out all the bits that are kind of stuck in the back of the cupboard. Okay, so I want you to put your hand on your forehead, and I want you to just look at tapping down. Remember, there's like a zip down the front. We're going to tap straight down. I want you to think about what you wrote on your page around the pain of what you had, those emotions. And just tapping down and breathing in and breathing out and breathing in and breathing out. So it's feeling 3 things of not feeling safe, and breathing in and out. And just thinking about that aggressive feeling and all the things that you've written down, tapping and just breathing in and out. We'll just shift them out. Basically, we're acknowledging them in the rational part of the brain, so that the body can kind of process it like it's used to it now. It's got a handle on it. It's almost like programmed to be dealt with. That's what we're doing here. Okay, so now I'm just thinking about this respect and grow, and just whatever you had around what it felt, what you wrote around what it felt good to be respecting and growing. So just whatever you wrote, that feeling of it, try and catch the feeling of it. And then we're going to rationalize it so the brain can use it. Hey, this is a good feeling. I must remember that type thing. We just tap down for that. And breathing in and out. Okay, very good. Okay, so the next bit is acceptance, and this is pretty much what Karen was just talking about. Acceptance can also link to belonging. We are wired on a deep level to not feel acceptable if our ideas are not acceptable, unless they're agreed upon by a group of people. I mean, that's how we survived back in the day. It's like we all had to agree, so we create a bit of a tribe, we all survived together. So we just want to kind of clear a bit of that, because even though we're gonna hang out together and we're gonna find like-minded people, if we have to wait for that before we create an idea or create something in our business. We're not going to be visionary. We're not going to create a legacy. We're going to be a follower, basically, and not a leader. So while being around like-minded people who support your ideas and legacy is part of our human need, we can't wait for that. So we want to fast track this for Christmas. We want to get some flow. We're not going to wait till people go, oh, that's a great idea, or even build a Facebook group. We're not going to wait for that. We're just going to put the energy out there that it's already coming towards us. So we need to clear this unspoken reflex, otherwise you may not create this legacy or be visionary that as perhaps you could be right now. Imagine if the great leaders and all the incredible inventors waited till everyone agreed that it was right, where we'd be. So this is the age of innovation, this is the age of entrepreneurship, this is the age of self-expression. We've now got permission to do it, so we're going to go for it. Okay, so let's just clear up anything you've got there. Who would you right now feel a bit awkward around saying what you want to do? And who have you felt awkward around in the past or found it hard to stay in that place of certainty and acceptance in your own path? I want you to feel the energy of that. Who would you feel awkward around? And just write them down. Just write down what happened, or this is a little bit different to the belief. This is just like an awkward, physical awkwardness even. Like I want, who do you actually feel physically awkward around if you were going to talk about what you're doing or you were doing what you were doing? Because this again is like a grounding human factor. Just write them down. Anything you can remember. And remember, this is, we're going to free them from this as well, because we create all this kind of reality around ourselves with people as well. We just want to clean the slate so we can get some momentum and give them a break too. I think, oh yeah, they don't, we feel awkward around them. Maybe they don't want you to feel awkward around them. And when you change, when your energy change, other people change. That's why we're doing this work. Okay, so just thinking about those people, and we're just going to pick up something in the timeline. Now, in the timeline, when we're doing this, the kinesiology on the timeline, it may not be a time that you had this experience with one of those people, but there'll be something similar that's similar to how you were either with new people or the people that we're talking about. So we just want to clear that awkwardness where we have to be like other people. We have to be agreed with by people. We can't just go ahead, like the path less traveled and just be visionary in something. Okay, so let's go into a timeline. I'm just going to give you 2 ages. Now, if you aren't at this age, imagine what it's going to be like at that age, or just write write what was happening at that time. And I just trust that you're going to write something that you need to know about. So let's find the time. 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 10, 11, 12. I want you to write down what you were like at 12. Who were you awkward around? Who looked like they had their stuff more together? What lack of self-love did you have? Were you the king of the pile then? And you got a lot of, kudos by being king of the pile, and you might have moved into a part of your life where you've learnt new things and you haven't got the popular idea anymore. You're not as popular. Because that can change too. We can change a lot. So just write down what was happening at 12. How were you popular? And how were your ideas popular or not popular? And what was your level of self-love? Like, did you really accept yourself, or did you started to look around to see what other people thought of you to see if you had any value? It's very common. Does anyone want to share what happened at 12 or anything like that, so people get an idea of what's happening for other people? Anyone want to share? Sometimes it's... Who wants to share?
Jen, it was interesting. When I was 12, I was being bullied. There was 1 year in my school years that I was being bullied. And as I'm writing down, it was that I wanted to hide. I remember I used to hide in the library, so that I was which is interesting, that's coming up right now again.
Yeah, what I do with that, as you know, is coach you into owning that, and thank God, because now you're like this book head who can write books and
yeah.
really intellectual, really clever. You're like the sage. But it was a place, and and that could be an energy that you could take forward. Like, you use the writing of the book as a way of being protective of your energy.
Yeah.
you know. And often, you know, I work with a healer. She's actually passed away, which was really sad, but she wanted to write books next because she couldn't take on the energy of the healing anymore, all the energy of all the clients, but she was still getting information that she needed to bring through, and we tried to work with her, but it didn't. Anyway, she was time for her to go, I think. But that was going to be her next level. She was only going to write books as a way of healing the world because she was an introvert, and she just didn't want to work with all the people anymore. So,
yeah, I think there's a bit of that energy going on with me, and even though I'm only really just starting, I'm very conscious as I'm taking this shift that the weight is lifting of kind of the heaviness of the clients and the business and the pressure of, you know, as an introvert, networking, having that persona and all of that. And, you know, who knows, in the future that may be the right time. Maybe but writing is my passion, and I have been kind of rationalizing and talking myself out of it because you can't make a living writing, you know?
yeah.
But
luckily you make a good living also doing your other work too. So that's just like a great, you know, backstop too as well. It takes the pressure off. I like it if you can get another job, you know, too for you too, Paula. I always like people when I'm working with them to actually get the job as like the salary. So they're not hustling from a fearful place, because it's really hard to get clients if you're in fear, because they're looking for stability. So if you're just even if you're working at the local supermarket or whatever it is, and you got your heart and your dreams, you never drop your dream, but you do what you can to kind of create the stability. I think it's really super important. I started off in a cafe when I first studied kinesiology, and I just loved that stability because I didn't have to rely on clients. I could keep that space clear for the sacred work of the people coming. I wasn't like expecting them to come to keep the roof over their head. That was a really good place to start, you know, working from when I was doing my kinesiology. Okay, so I want you to just mute up. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about that age 12, all of you, and just tapping down whatever you've written and just feel it in your body. We're processing it, getting it out of the nervous system, and breathing in and breathing out and breathing in, breathing out, and in and out. And just accept that's what it's like. Okay, one more age, 12 to 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 25 to 6, 27. What's happening at 27? We need to pull this one out. It's coming up for everybody. So what was happening there, what you were like, self-belief, all those things. Self-acceptance, did you love yourself? You're a follower more than a leader. This is really a leader's course, not a follower's course. Okay, and once again, we're going to put our hand on our forehead. We're just going to shift that memory a little bit, just process it at a deeper level so it's not going to come and bite you on the bum sort of thing when you least expect it. So breathing into that memory, breathing in and breathing out, and breathing in, breathing out, and in and out. And just accept, yeah, that's what was happening at that time. That's how awkward I was. Couldn't accept something to be true. Okay, now I want you to write a list of 15 things you absolutely love about yourself. Absolutely love about yourself. Deborah, if you don't put that smile, I'll be a little bit surprised. You've got to write that smile. It doesn't have to be work related too. Just go for it. We got to stack the self-love. We don't have to go, I'm really good with clients, I'm really good at healer, all that stuff. It could just be, I have an awesome smile. Love my body. Love my house. Love the way I am with my kids. Stack it up. Love what I've created in my home. I've got to just stack the energy of self-love. Okay, hopefully you've got 15 things. You know, I might want to have a look at that during this course. Just remind yourself, because if you can't remember, then it's hard to kind of put the energy out there. And what is one thing you can change right now? And when we're on the circuit, like I love it, we're going to clear your allergy to something, whether it's a food or, you know, you're stuck on having gluten or you're stuck on having beer when you know that it's not really a self-loving thing. Maybe you're stuck on going to sleep in your clothes because you're too tired to get changed. I did that for nearly a year, by the way. You know, what is it that you need to change? What do you need to change? What's one self-loving thing that you can do? And let's just put them out there. Unmute and tell me what they are, because we want to clear that. Because when we can clear it in the kinesiology, it's really easy to get a new pattern. I love doing this. So let's just pick one thing, because if we anchor everything into this one thing, it can shift a whole lot of things into self-loving, which is self-acceptance, which is, yeah, I can do this, I can do this. We need to clear one thing that you guys have got right now, just one thing that's going to be able to believe and accept that you can achieve this.
Hi, Jen. This is Derry. Hi.
Hi, Derry. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you. This is, I'm seeing a real theme for me come through, and I suspect other people probably experience this as well. And I'm just realizing how much energy I put into sort of seeing a situation through other people's eyes rather than my own, and in particular how other people are seeing me in that situation rather than thinking about what I think about the situation, what I want to happen. And so that's something I'd really like to, I think, walk free from, is actually just to be me, present, authentically responding to what's happening to me, you know, what's happening around me.
Yeah. That would be awesome. And Derry, do you want to introduce yourself and what you actually do so people can see, you know, how important it is that you do this, because you've got a pretty a highly leveraged position here.
Thank you. So I work for a global company that provides advice to business leaders about different aspects of their role. And so I provide advice around sales and marketing strategy and also product development. And I have a responsibility within my role to actually develop, in a team, develop a product that we take to market in the US and the UK.
So can you see how important it is to clear that? Because your whole livelihood depends on you not doing that, doesn't it?
It does.
Like being able to kind of mash, you know, the information, the research, and still have that clear thing to be able to lead in that space.
And it just takes so much energy when you're worrying about that. I find if I'm just focused on what I'm doing and what matters and get caught into that, then the energy naturally flows.
Okay, so this is how I love to work with kinesiology. This is the magic of this. Because we're a hologram, sometimes if you just do one thing in the body, it can, and we link it to this, it can shift you having to see through other people's eyes. So that's what I wanted. We're doing a little, it's almost like a, you know, Anthony Robbins talks about anchoring. We're going to anchor one habit that's going to shift this thing so it's much easier for you not to see through other people's eyes. So what's the one thing that you need to stop doing or add to your diet, your lifestyle, your one self-loving thing? What is it? Because to tell yourself, dear, if we use this as an example, this is how we've got to get really simple and really into alignment. For her to tell herself, oh, you know, you've got to stop seeing through other people's eyes. I bet I know what she's going to do. She's going to beat herself up 25 times a day every time she does it. And we kind of want to move away from that energy, because that's too hard. That's almost too hard for us. So we want to make it easier. So the next step would be, what do I need to do? Is it a walk? Is it a meditation? Is it a bath? Is it a color that I wear? Is it a particular lunch break that I take? What is it that's going to anchor in to that? That's what I want to find. I want to find a little hack for you guys that links everything together. This is what we can do with energy. We can link and hack and get a little brain pathway going. So any ideas what that could be, Derry?
It's hard.
You need to add something. What do you need to add to your day?
I guess, I mean, I'm still maybe stuck in the wrong way of thinking, but because I'm thinking in terms of just stopping myself when I notice it start, just sort of put the brakes on And
you
then
can do that. You can definitely do that. But what can you add that's self-loving to your life to remind you to do that?
exercise.
Yeah. He lives up the road from me, which is really exciting. I saw it at the beach the other day. What's a sustainable exercise that's not going to stitch up the family drop-offs? It's not going to stitch up
Walks. Yeah, going for walks.
Is it end of the day, isn't it?
Yep.
It's got to be the end of the day because you've got your early time zones with working with the US and stuff. So what time of the day would you go for a walk and how long would it be?
5 p.m, 20 to 30 minutes.
That's it. Easy.
Thank you.
You can walk around the circuit here. I do that. It's just down through the bush and back round. Takes 40 minutes. For me, it takes 35 minutes. You can always fit that one in.
Yep.
5 o'clock, alarm goes. Maybe it goes at 10 to 5. You do the walk and that's it. That's how you remind yourself not to do that. Can everyone see what we've just done there and how it's just one thing? We're not going to do a whole list of this is what I have to do to be successful and love myself. No, we're just going to do one thing. It's going to go for a walk. And allow the space, allow it to come in. Anyone want to share what they had? Is there one thing? Yeah, Deb, what did you get?
For my stubbornness to not allowing in the wisdom I need to get to the next level. So I don't know what, but I have a sense that I've been getting a lot of wisdom that I haven't been taking in. So my one thing was I was just going to anchor surrender, because for whatever reason, it's not something I'm doing consciously, but I feel like I feel like I got tons of wisdom this past year, and I don't know that I've used it all.
Right. And what can you do that reminds you to do that? Like we got with the walk. Probably writing, isn't it? Do you have to write?
I write every day now, but I think I just did putting my hand on my heart and taking a deep breath in, closing my eyes and saying, I surrender, I trust you.
That's perfect. I love that. That's testing really good. Awesome. Just one thing, guys. You only need one thing. Anyone else want to share or make a comment about that?
Hi, Jen.
Hey, Melissa, how are you?
Good. Two things came up that were issues that I wanted to work with. One is around developing my own self-reliance and not seeking guidance and teachings from other people to help me solidify. And the other is the amount of energy that it takes to keep myself hidden and small and in the old ways and releasing that. So both of those are playing equal strength with me. The practical thing that I thought of, I have this colouring book that is beautiful goddess and, Hanuman and Ganesh. And it's been sitting in my bedroom for probably 2 years. And I just thought I could just pick that. And every time I feel that energy, I get myself some beautiful coloured pencils and actually just start colouring that book.
Yeah, or do a regular colouring in time with the kids. I suppose the kids are getting a bit old for that now, aren't they?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
but it's just like a bit of colouring in time.
Yeah.
Just that one thing, because you can link it to this. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is link it. So we're going to put our hand on our forehead. I want you to link in your mind the brain pathway to that walk, to that green smoothie. I'm having a green smoothie every day. I found the perfect place in Avalon, and that's how I anchor in my life force for what I'm trying to do at the moment. So just thinking about what it is and just tapping down and breathing in, we're just going to link it to that thing that you want to let go or give up so you can be self-accepting. Believe that it's true, that you're going to do this, that you can do it if that's the right thing to do. This is something better. And breathing in. And just see yourself doing that one thing. If it's giving up gluten, if it's being really clear that you're not having, alcohol during the week, whatever it is. And breathing in, and just allow yourself to accept that that's true, that you're going to do that's how you're going to roll. It's nothing to fight. It's just like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do whatever it is. Okay, and finally, I want you to tap in the final affirmation. I tested this one up for you. Looks like Joe's already in there. Can opportunities continually flow for me? So just say it and tap, yep, opportunities continually flow for me. What that means is they're always flowing. They continue to flow. They're coming today. They're coming tomorrow. They're coming yesterday. They're not coming when the website's up, when the opt-in's done, when the program's completed, when the marketing's up. They're coming now continually. Okay, so this is the energy of flow. It's not like something you're getting ready for. You're always ready. Okay, so just say, I accept and retain the benefits of this balance. I now know and believe that once this balance is fully integrated, I have respect and growth, and I grow. I now know and believe that I respect and grow. Okay, any questions on any of that? Any questions? Unmute if you've got a question.
Is aggressiveness gone for me?
What do you think?
I never found it. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know. I think it is.
Okay.
I think you'll just have a bit more flow around what you think you have to do, because in the past, how you've built things, you've had to do it with that model or intensity, and now it could just drop in a different way. It might not be as much. The surrender thing you're talking about just might drop in a little bit more easily, and then you might get a bit more budget to play with marketing or whatever. It's not like, oh, I've got to get this to get it. It's like, no.
Perfect.
Okay, so the next one we're going to be doing is, have I got another slide? Let's have a look. Yes, I do. Okay, so the next one that we're going to be doing is as intention. You intending to manifest it. You need to bring in your willpower. So this is the piece that people don't get to sometimes. They just do all the work. They might do the program, they might that, but they don't keep the willpower engaged to what they want to do. They kind of start to find, their brain starts to find reasons why it's not going to happen. So we're going to use your willpower. And it's like it's not a forceful will, but it's definitely a power. And so that it's easy for you. What you need to do to engage willpower, and I'll create that for us when we get to that. Okay, any more questions, guys? Thank you so much for coming. I loved having you here. It was awesome as usual.